So what do you think this world is now? We've asked this episode we just recorded, but do you feel like the giants fit into a flat Earth scenario, that maybe we live in a puddle and that that the surface is much bigger than we thought, or do you think it still fits into the size that we think our Earth is?
Well, I certainly don't think that we're a ball hurling through space. Um, I definitely prescribe more to, again, I try to kind of stay out of the Earth shape. I don't want to say I'm Earth shape agnostic, but I tend to lean more towards the flat Earth concept. I have quite a few videos that explore these ideas that people were talking about again in the 1800s. One of my favorite videos is Beyond the Ice Wall. It's an article about how they were aware of cultures that lived beyond Antarctica. And again, they didn't call Antarctica a continent, they called it an ice wall, verbatim. And they were aware of cultures that lived beyond the wall. In my radium series, I kind of dive into this a little bit when I talk about what led to World War I and how I believe it was more related to radium. There's many things, but radium was a big one. The Germans were basically controlling all of the radium mines in the world, and they were creating what we would call today nuclear power. They were powering their submarines with radium. This is how they were able to travel the globe. They were powering their Zeppelins and their dirigibles with radium. This is how they were able to stay in the sky for basically ever. They didn't ever have to land except for, food and water. And I've postulated that the Germans had maps that showed the realm before the ice. I'm sure that maybe this is a subject you've talked about, or you've seen old maps where they show Antarctica unfrozen and it being densely populated. Quite a few explorers, when they went to Antarctica, they could see volcanoes. They found fossilized coal. They found proof that at one time that region was tropical. But yeah, so I've touched on this before, and I've hypothesized that the Germans, New Schwabenland, right? Their new territory in Antarctica was actually, they were taking the U-boats under the ice wall. They had done a lot of exploring on the ice and found that it was too treacherous to try and go as deep as they could on land, and that I believe they were exploring under the ice for quite a few years. And there's different authors out there that have postulated that they actually abandoned the war front and that they were putting all their time and energy into their submarine naval fleet because they were more interested in what lay beyond the wall. And I tend to agree with that. So yeah, I do believe there's more beyond. When we talk about aliens, I don't believe in aliens. I believe in extraterrestrials, and that's just
Extra
people.
territory.
Correct. People from beyond the wall. From a cultural standpoint, media, comics, video games, movies, this ice wall concept has become so many different examples exist out there. But yeah, it's definitely something that's playing in kind of the social unconscious. But yeah, I do believe that that's kind of a big held secret. I mean, what's the only treaty that's been honored by all these governments that have been warring with each other, right?
Yeah, 100%.